What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Vet Green, coming to you once again on this Think and Grow podcast. We are here in the 716 Live studios, and today we have the team from the film LEVI that will be coming out this May. So go ahead and introduce yourselves. I'm so excited for you all to be here. This is my very first interview or conversation. I don't like to say interview. It's really a conversation with someone who has actually made a film. So I'm very excited to deep dive into the process, talk about, what it is that you've been doing, what brought you into this space, and just who you all are. So go ahead and introduce the listeners of Think and Grow with Vet Green to who you are and what role you are playing in the film.
What's up, y'all? My name is Eula. I'm the director of LEVI. That's it.
She is the director. She is being so humble. And she's a woman director. Come on. That is so awesome. I have so many questions to ask you. Yeah. So we're going to get that humbleness out of her. Rosalind, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Rosalind Kazmaier, and I play Crystal in the movie LEVI.
Okay.
What's up, everyone? My name is Latasha Davis, and I play Veronica in the movie LEVI.
Ooh, Crystal and Veronica, best friends.
Best friend.
Ooh. I love it. So, we're going to start off with something like, so how was your weekend?
Busy.
Getting everything together?
Yeah, it's basically all I do all day.
Yeah.
Make sure that everyone's good, make sure that we're, marketing and just trying to solidify dates for premieres and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So
it's a lot to it, isn't it?
Yes.
More than people realize.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not just picking up a camera and pointing it towards people.
Absolutely. No, it's not making a vlog. It's not making a vlog.
There's a lot going on in the news right now, and I wanted to talk to you all about it. Did any of you watch the Chris Rock special? I have not yet. I've heard about it, but I have not watched the special.
I saw clips, and I love Chris Rock. So.
Yeah.
And so the clips that I saw, they made me laugh. I'm sorry.
Yeah. What'd you think about the slap?
Well, I have a lot of respect for Chris Rock because he held his composure and he made a joke out of it. And that's what he is. He's a comedian. And I thought he did an awesome job. And what happened was unfortunate.
He got $20 million for that slap, okay?
He did get paid for that.
Yes, he did.
Woo!
Netflix paid him $20 million to make that comedy special.
Wow, yeah. Automated too.
Right?
But
Which side you need?
this is what I was going to ask you, because he's a comedian and comedians make fun of people, and especially Will Smith, who is an entertainer, and they all get made fun of when they do those awards. I mean, I've seen when I think his name Ricky Gervais, and he was like going at it one year. Oh yeah. And I mean, when does it make it right for anyone to slap anyone? It's a joke, and you just laugh it off. Like everyone makes fun of everyone.
I think we because there's been so much hate in this world, we've gotten away from the comedy just being funny. We automatically think it's hate, but it's not. It's how comedians process what's going on in their life.
And he made a reference of G.I. Jane, and G.I. Jane is hot.
She is.
So,
right?
I mean, I don't think he was.
I think it's just different when it's a personal thing, like she's dealing with alopecia. So like, I also would have been like, all right, especially because she had just recently came out and was like, oh, I'm dealing with this. And then you like, and it was unscripted too. So like, you need to chill out. You know what I mean? But also it's just kind of like, it is what it is. It happened. He got slapped. Chris Rock. Will Smith apologized. He still won the Oscar. Chris Rock got $20 million for Netflix. The Oscars, let it go. On another couple of days, I don't want to hear nothing else about it no more. I'm trying to see who wins.
So strategic how they did that. So the Oscars are coming out next week.
Yeah.
The comedy show was released this past weekend. It's
Yeah.
so strategic. I mean, okay, Chris Rock, you showing us how to do this thing.
Yeah.
Like Michelle said, when they go low, we go high. I mean, you went way high, brother. You hit that ceiling and busted right open. And I'm okay with that. Okay. I am okay with that because I know he experienced a lot of humiliation with that. I wasn't even thinking about the family and everybody being in the audience and me. I imagine me going home and explaining to my kids, well, mommy, why you just let that person slap you? Exactly. It hits different, doesn't it? It hits different when you think
definitely
of it that way.
would hit different.
And in front of his wife, or in front of whoever he was. Yeah. So I also wanted to talk to you all about the incident that happened in Rochester, and you are from Rochester.
Yes.
What in the heck went on?
So it was at
the Glorilla concert that happened.
Yeah, the Glorilla concert. It's at the Armory, and I believe, I really don't like going there, but they have like these speakers which like pop sometimes, and it sounds like gunshots. So that's what people were referring to, where they heard that it sounded like gunshots. So they just started running and trying to get out. I've only heard of like maybe one exit that they usually use. And so if you've seen a picture of it, it was so many people there. So people just got trampled.
Yeah, there were some artists that's from the 716 Buffalo area that had went up there also. I know of one that had gone up there to perform, and I was looking at, I believe it was CNN this morning, and they actually had her flyer in the video. I was like, oh wow. Yeah, because they were taking a picture of a video of the Armory, and right there on the pole was her picture. That's kind of crazy to have gone through. You go to a concert and experience that. I was interviewing an artist last night by the name of Unique, and she's never been on the road and does not really have experience performing in front of anyone. And that kind of, you can tell as we were talking about it, her face just kind of dropped because it is kind of scary going out there. And when you're young, you don't know what to expect. And now you have to be fearful for your life and not knowing, because we do. I don't know if you all watch Harlem, but there was a scene a couple of weeks ago where Angie, she's one of the actresses, she was running down the street. She was running because she wanted to find a place to charge her phone. She was on 3%. Then there were other people that saw her running. And that's, I mean, that was, it's not the same, but I'm thinking about the stampede. It's just like a domino effect. You see someone running, you aren't going to ask questions. You're just going to start running. I know I am.
Right. I don't ask questions. I run.
Ask questions later.
Right.
Yes. Ask questions later. So talk to us about the film, Eula, that you are being humble about. You are a director, and that's different. We don't see, this is a very male-dominated industry. And you are you directed a film. And not only did you direct a film, you also, and this is how, when you walked in, I recognized your face because I saw the mental health piece that you did last year, which I thought was awesome because you were so vulnerable in it. And the thing that I also liked is that you really did talk about the challenges that you were going through as far as your mental health. And being very young, I want to get into that first. What prompted you to release such a piece and even just put your story out there like that? I thought it was awesome.
Thank you. So I'm really like open about my mental health. I think it's a part of life. And I want
to know the name of the
it's called A Manic Mind. It's on YouTube. So I have always been an advocate. I had some suicide attempts like earlier, a couple years before that. And I kind of like came out of that and I was like, there's got to be, something better, something bigger. There's got to be, some relief or some way to move through this without always feeling the way that I was feeling. So I always just was like really big on it. I always was vulnerable. I am just that way in general, I think. And so one day I was like, maybe like I should like document what I go through, because mental health in general for like people who just, are regular 9 to 5s, whatever, I'm sure it's hard, but being an artist and also struggling for mental health is very, very difficult, because you have, when you're going through depression episodes, you have days where you're like, I don't want to do anything. But then that artist part of you is like, well, if you don't do nothing, we're not going to ever make it to the Oscars if you're not doing that today. And so it's a constant battle with yourself, making sure that you're taking care of yourself and balancing your work and, your mental health. So, I was just like, let me just put it out there, man, because I feel like, it's starting to get talked about more on a bigger platform. You got athletes coming out, more actors and actresses coming out, especially in like, certain demographics, like it affects and it hits harder because there's not enough resources, so I just wanted to be, just that window of like people to be like, yo, it's cool. It's not cool. It's okay for you to feel this way. You know what I'm saying? And it's okay to go get help and find what works for you so you can move through this life and still be happy. And, it touches a lot of people. I didn't think, I didn't do that to be like, I'm going to touch all these people in the world. I was just like, I just want to put it out there, man. Like, I think it's important. And I touched a lot of people, and that was really dope. So, that's just, mental health is just part of like, my
challenges.
Yeah, it's part of my challenges, and
mine as well.
And it's just like, I might as well be open about it. I'm not going to lie and be like, oh yeah, I'm so great all the time, because I'm not. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's it.
and because you put yourself out there, that allowed people like myself to, it resonated with me, because a lot of the challenges that you faced and talked about, I faced as well. And that's what got me on this journey to finding Vet Green. Tasha, I saw you shaking your head. Have you experienced that? Because I know mental health, and it is being talked about more. It's more open. When I was growing up, it was no such thing as mental anything. It was like, you're crazy.
Yeah.
Right.
And
I think we all can relate to some type of, all forms of mental health. That's why I really think it's important to talk to a therapist. Get that feeling out of there, and just try to keep pushing as best as you can. Try to talk to someone, and don't just, stay to yourself.
Yeah. Because there's a saying that the idle mind is the devil's playground. And it is. If you can't find a way to those feelings that you're going through, move them into another area. For me, sometimes writing helps, because I'm getting out those emotions. Like I realize that if the longer I keep it in, the more it really does fester like a sore inside. Right. And next thing you know, I'm tired, but are you really tired? It's not really tired. It's just, you have to go through that process and figure out what it is that triggered. I also learned how to identify, I call it walk back that feeling before you got to that feeling, walk it back and figure out where it came from. And a lot of times you can identify what it is, and like maybe it's the little girl or the woman that went through something, but a lot of times we can walk it back. But that's just some tools that I use myself that I wanted to share with everyone. And if you are listening and you are enjoying this conversation, or even dealt with any type of mental health challenges yourself, put it in the chat if you are willing to share. Also, make sure you are sharing and subscribing to 716 Live, as well as Think and Grow with Vet Green, whichever platform you are watching this on. And make sure, as the beautiful people that are here with us today let you know where to find them, that you'll also follow them and also support. We support each other by doing things like this, by highlighting what's going on in the area of Buffalo and other areas. If you are watching a replay and you're not in the 716 area, maybe you're in Rochester, or maybe you're in California, it doesn't matter. We are still here to support. The only thing you have to do is message us, and we can see what we can do together. So let's talk about this film. Now let's talk about how you produced it. How did this film come about?
So Khalil and Tiana, who are the producers, Khalil is also the main character, and also they wrote it. So they wrote the film, Khalil's philosophy, which I'm going to put out there because it's very important. He felt like there was no opportunities for him as an actor. So he made his own opportunity. And that's kind of like the whole philosophy, is making your own opportunity. So they wrote it. He brought it to me, and he actually had a director, but that director ended up taking up another project and wasn't able. So then he hit me up and was like, do you want to do this? Do you want to direct the feature film? And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, already, yeah. But I had to ask some questions. I read like 5 pages of the script and I was like, hell yeah. Yeah. So, and then after that, I brought Tommy on, which Tommy, because that's my right-hand man. And
shout out to Tommy.
Shout out Tommy, man.
Tommy.
He gets it done. You know what I mean? So I brought him on, and it just took off from there. Like, we started just doing everything.
Talk to us about casting, Krista.
Oh, well, I had to go in. I submitted a video audition first.
Okay.
And then from the
was there an announcement or something?
Yeah, there was announcements.
Okay.
And they had a breakdown of all the characters. And I was like, oh, I want to do Crystal. It sounds fun. So I submitted an audition. And then from there, they did callbacks. And I had to actually audition for 3 times, 3 different times. So it wasn't just like, you got the part from your, I had to go in, do it.
I don't remember 3 times.
For me, it was 3 times.
You was like, was it that?
I had to make sure they was right. You know what I mean?
I like that. That means that's really something to look forward to. It's not just.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay, it's fun. I had fun.
You did. What about you, ma'am?
So I think I seen it on Facebook in a group, and I was like, should I do it or should I not? So I just did it, and I wanted to try out for the role of Crystal.
Oh.
And I went in, and I'm not from Buffalo. I'm from Rochester, so I drove in, came to the audition. I was so nervous. I think I was like the only one in the, in the audition waiting area. And I came in and I was so nervous. You scared me so much because everybody else, I could kind of feel their energy. Her, like, I couldn't tell what she was thinking. I'm like, she hates me. She hates me. So I was told to try it like twice. And I think I tried Veronica and Crystal. And then I think like maybe the next day I got a call.
It was the next day. Tasha once she left out the room, she was the only one that was instantly like, she got the role.
She nailed it.
Yeah, we really just felt like she fit Veronica. So I was like, I'm not giving it to nobody else. Like, I'm not doing it. So we called her like the next day. Everybody else went through. Yeah, and I was even doing, because I was out in LA when we did callbacks for certain roles. So I'm like on FaceTime with the team, and I'm telling people to do it again. I am very thorough.
That's good.
But I just want to make sure that I'm saying, like, because I wanted it, so I had to make sure that the people that I was gonna have it like could take direction, because you're gonna have to take direction eventually, and to be able and willing to like do it again and to take those notes, because it was going to be a long process once we started filming. So but yeah.
So Tasha, I felt the same way. I was like, I don't know. I was trying to feel everyone's energy out, and she was just very
poker face.
On purpose.
She was.
On purpose.
No, I just
I was like, she hated me.
I said the same
just
thing.
when I'm thinking
myself, but I was just like, I couldn't read her at all.
Right.
That just be my thinking face. I be in my head, it's like going a million miles per minute. I'm just like, I don't know.
Oh, I know that feeling.
And then I think I went to go get some food after to make me feel better. So
did you get some?
Yeah, I went and got some chicken, some doves.
Dang, I'm sorry, y'all.
Oh
yes.
I did too.
So, as you were filming, what do you think are some of the so walk us through the process? So there was the casting.
Yeah, so we did. I think after I accepted the offer from Khalil and brought Tommy on, I think like the next few weeks is when we were figuring out rollout dates for casting calls. So we did a casting call. We did it at the Buffalo Library. Then we did callbacks. And then we finalized the cast towards the beginning of April, I think, because we had auditions in March. So it's been a year almost. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's been a year. And then we just had to find cast and crew, or not cast and crew. We had to find crew, which was a very difficult process.
The crew to help with the production.
Yes. So sound, camera operators, PAs.
Is it the area? Do you think that it's the area that there's not enough talent in the area, or maybe people don't realize that they have the talent?
No, I think it's just the film, like community here is very knit tight. So if you are just coming up or just doing things and you don't know that many people, a lot of people are going to turn you down because they're like, I don't know. I never worked with you. I don't know what's going on. And we're very young. Khalil's 20. Ty is maybe 21. I'm 24. Tommy's 24.
Oh, wow.
So like everyone who's running the show is under 25. And I think at some point everyone was like, no, but I mean, we had the budget, we had the money, we had the equipment, and it was just, so we ended up finding, though, Rosalind was very helpful. She actually got us our sound people, the first 2 sound people.
Shout out to you, Rosalind.
Right. That's because she's a vet in the game. She done been everywhere, so everyone's like, of course I'll do it for you. Yeah.
The supports help.
Yeah.
That's help.
Actually, having Rose really did help. She did help put us in touch with a lot of people that we needed for the film.
Yeah.
And then, dang, I don't even know. It's all a blur. All I remember is the first day of filming. Now,
where'd you film at?
I remember.
Everywhere.
First day, UB.
Was it by UB
campus?
Or did you do the students first?
UB.
Well, the department that we were at.
That wasn't there. It wasn't there.
So
first
one of
day.
Khalil's friends let us use his apartment, and it was like one of those off-campus student house.
Was that the first day?
Student
That
house.
wasn't the first
for
day.
you.
Oh,
Well,
right.
no, for you. Not
Yeah.
for you. I don't know what day you started.
That's the day when we were together.
Oh, really? Oh.
Why would you have been there though? Oh, no. Okay, no, you're right.
I started all over.
Not to get too much of the film out.
But yeah, so that we filmed there. We filmed in Buff State.
Was that a process getting the clearance to film there?
It actually wasn't that bad.
Okay.
I thought that they were gonna be like, you got to jump through this hoop, and then whatever. I think the biggest step for us as a crew.
No, just wait.
I thought he was raising your hand. I was like, I think the biggest step that we took as like a crew was getting the insurance. So we had liability insurance. So like more people would be open to being like, oh yeah, you can film here because if something happens, we have the insurance, like in case we like break a light bulb or you know what I'm saying, something like that. So Buff State was open.
Insurance.
Yeah, a lot of places require you to have liability insurance. Even the when we rented the camera and the lenses, he was like, you guys have to have insurance. We were like,
what does the insurance cover?
you asking the wrong person, man.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you. All I know is liability. That's the only word I know. But yeah, and it only was for a certain period of time. And we had to pay for that. It was expensive.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then we just filmed. Like we was just going long hours. We was up late because we were like making sure that the shot schedule was correct. You know, we catered every set and we made sure that everybody had food and water and snacks and stuff.
Movie set.
Yeah.
How long have you been in the business, Rosalind?
Oh, I've been acting since I was young, like in college years, like on commercials and things like that. But I just have to say that they really did an amazing job.
Yeah.
You really felt like they had catering, they fed you, they took care of you, they paid the actors, the crew. I mean, they had a budget And I thought they did an amazing job. I'm glad she casted me.
They really did amazing, though.
It made me feel like, okay, because honestly, I'm still very still. I couldn't break her. She did not smile.
Not at all. You tried.
You were like, just like. So I mean, I'm really happy that I was chosen to play Crystal, and I enjoyed playing the character. She was a lady boss. I get to play best friends, and there's a history. So it was really fun, and they did a great job.
It was honestly one of the best sets I've been on. Even like with doing play or, film or anything, like they were so amazing. Like I remember one time I was so sleepy and it was like, well, get you some coffee. Like coffee, just, being attentive to the care. And they were just so nice. They always checked on you. And I just really appreciated that.
I mean, it was a big deal because Tasha and Kayla, who plays China, both live out of Buffalo. Oh. Kayla lives in Jamestown. She lives in Rochester. So, I mean, like, they were willing to commit, that for us. So we had to make sure that everyone, and I'm just, like, if your actors and your crew are happy, everything is going to run as smooth as possible on a film set. Because, I mean, there's always going to be something. Someone forgot to take for something. But, you don't want those people to resent, like, oh, you're not taking. Because even if you're getting paid, like, to be on the set, that's like, you know what I'm saying? You're not going to want to be your best. And I need everybody to be on their best stuff so I could be the best that I could be. But it's really nice to hear that because we were always worried about like how the set was because we're young, like a little not a little, really inexperienced. I mean, I've only been on short film sets and that's different. You only need 3 people in the actors, but like a feature film you need everybody and all this lighting and
but honestly, she's saying how young they were. I mean, they were young, but they were one of the best. Like literally, y'all were amazing. Even to be saying you're young, like there's people that in their 40s that suck, like are terrible. Directors are terrible, and Eula was she's a perfectionist. So I think we did a scene like freaking like maybe like 8-9 times. I was over it, but it's you need that great scene to come out. And I love that she pushed us and she kept pushing us. So yeah, definitely did.
It's our work too. I mean, us to be the best. Like I don't want anyone to watch and be like, oh my god,
right.
Like, you're representing this is us. I have done things and I'm like, oh my god, when I watched it, I'm like,
right.
Oh my god.
Do you go back and watch your stuff?
Oh yeah, there has been things in the past. I'm like, oh my god,
what was I doing?
Then,
but you learn from that.
Exactly. Yeah. It comes from learning and keep doing it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to do that again.
Talk to us about. Well, we're going to take a quick moment, but when we come back, I want you to talk to us about what the film Levi is all about and the roles that you play. I want to hear about, any challenges that you faced, or even because when you're doing these roles, you're becoming that person. How challenging can that be? So come right back, you all. We are going to take a quick couple minute break, but we will be right back at ya. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe also to Think and Grow with Vet Green, as well as 716 Live.
Classic. That's awesome. So now
I don't know how y'all feeling tonight, ladies and gentlemen, but this Stacey Adams, and if not, I want you to step the corn off your feet, you feel? But for real though, all your bills are paid, everything is taken care of. You out here with the one you love or the one you want to love. All my DJs, let's get them on the floor. Woo! Step, 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 step. 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 Is it because it's your birthday? Or is it because it's your anniversary? Yeah, whatever it is, you know you deserve it. independent and you're winning, no. Step just because you love it. Step just because you love it. You're independent and you're winning. You don't need nobody unless you want somebody. All your bills are paid, nothing's late. You don't need nobody unless you want somebody. Move your body for everybody. Step just because you might be with the love of your life. Step just because tonight might be your lucky night. Hey. Step just because you're independent and you're winning, no. Step just because you love it. Step just because you love it. Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Sagittarius, Scorpio, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, stay up with me. Step just because you might be with the love of your life. Step just because tonight might be your lucky night. Step just because you're independent and you're winning, no. Step just because you love it. Step just because you love it. You might be with the love of your life. Step just because tonight might be your lucky night. Step just because you're independent and you're winning, no. Step just because you love it. Step just because you love it. You might be with the love of your life. Step just because tonight might be your lucky night. You're independent and you're winning.
to the family. And so it follows Levi trying to be the man and trying to get rid of that debt to save him and his mom from any further harm.
Which happens a lot in society when the father is no longer in the picture. A lot of times the young boy steps up.
Yeah. So, but there's some twists and turns in there. You guys are gonna be like, oh my gosh, what? So don't say I didn't warn you.
And big shout out to everyone who's watching. Michael Saunders, I see you in the check-in. Appreciate you so much. And we also had a question out here. So Carrington Reynolds had asked, what was the most exciting experience being a part of this project? And we'll start with you, Tasha.
I would say just being able to be on set with people who actually take their career serious. They were, just like I said before, they were just so amazing, I think, to all of us. And I just really appreciate it. It was just a great experience for me overall.
I can tell. I can tell you that's really good. That says a lot about you too, Eula, because you had to produce the film, so that was managing people as well, and managing their expectations. I would think. Yeah. I'm making sure you were thinking that they're coming from Rochester, they're coming from Jamestown, they're doing their part. So let us make sure we do our part.
Yeah.
That's so awesome. Give yourself a pat on the back. You
know, pat yourself.
It's happening. Everything that you were dreaming about keeping you up, because I know it was keeping you up. My mind wanders, and I can just imagine what that looks like. It's happening for you. Embrace it.
I am. It's just, you know what I'm saying? So used to being like behind the camera.
Mhm.
So being in front for all this stuff is a little weird. But,
Yeah.
you know,
Well,
I brag sometimes,
celebrate you.
but like not all the time.
This is the braggadocious center right here. We want you to brag, okay? We all of that. No, brag on yourself because that's a great accomplishment. You went from making a documentary, I'll say, about your mental health to now doing a full feature film and going through the process of getting a production together, the cast, getting them together, and what else goes into the production. You know, let everyone know, because I don't want anyone to watch this and think that, oh, I'm just gonna, because iPhone will make you think that you can just put, because you can do some stuff with these phones. Yes, you can. It's not gonna be what you just produced. So talk to us about what that looks like for you.
I mean, it's really just dotting your I's and crossing your T's. You got to make sure that everything, like, you don't miss anything. Like, everything has to be lined up. You have to have a shooting schedule. You got to make sure that you're communicating every day. Even if Tasha wasn't on set for days, I'm communicating with her about 2 days out from when she's on set, like location scouting, which, I mean, I can only do so much bragging about that because Tommy really, I mean, we would like go like get off set the one day, and then Tommy would hit us at like, well, I mean, me and Tommy would be up at like until like 4 a.m. knowing that we had to be on set at 7 a.m. Like making sure that we had everything in check, make sure whoever has the equipment is going to be there, make sure that Ty was taking care of like having breakfast for people in the morning. And so, you know, it's really just being a well-oiled machine, and being the director, you're in charge of everybody. So you have to make sure that everybody's doing their part in order for everything to work. So it's like you have to do not everybody's job, but you have to make sure that everybody's doing their job on top of what you're doing. So you have to coordinate with all these people. And, you know, I think my biggest thing was being personable with my, you know, actors and crew. Like, I'm not higher than anybody sitting on the set. You know what I'm saying? We're all part of this big, you know, vision that we all have, and they agreed to be a part of this. So it's just like, I'm making sure that we're seeing eye to eye, and just making sure that, you know what I'm saying, everybody felt like they could come talk to me about if they had any issues or if they felt like they weren't doing good. I mean, I had actors come to me like, I felt like I didn't do good in the scene. I'm just like, you did amazing. Like, if I didn't make you do it more than 5 times, babe, we were fine. Like, you know what I mean? So
were there any first-time actors and actresses there?
Yeah. So Darius, that was his first time acting in general, like at all. Kayla, that was her first time doing film. I know she's done like a lot of commercials and like shows and like plays.
That was my first feature film too.
It was. Mm-hmm. How did that feel?
It was amazing. I was just like, let's go.
Were you intimidated at all, being that this was your first?
I was, but I feel like everybody came together for you know, a bigger purpose. So, I mean, I really didn't have any, you know, bad things to say about that. Oh my gosh, it was one night. I think we got done filming about like, what was it, midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, and I had to go back to Rochester. I called in sick. I'm sick.
Filming in the top parking lot.
Yes.
On Main near the University Plaza.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but that's to be expected. As an actor, you have long nights and stuff like that. So I wasn't like upset or anything about it. Mm-hmm. It's normal.
Mm-hmm. What about like hair and makeup? I know people that work on films doing hair and makeup. So were you in charge of doing your own hair, or how did that work out in your own makeup?
I didn't have no makeup.
You're beautiful.
I was like, oh gosh. But I mean, it is what it is. It's a film. Yeah.
But they told us what they want us to wear, like what kind of outfits are they looking for. So we probably already had it in our closet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we coordinated with like what we thought would, you know, so if they had something similar to what we had, we would like draw up like I think Ty sent like outfit like ideas. So they're like, oh, these black boots, either this or something in between that.
Right.
And if they didn't have anything specific, we would go buy it. I think we bought probably a couple things. I don't think it was for you guys. I think it was for something else. But yeah, it was, I mean, we didn't ask too much for like their hair and makeup. It was not like we needed like these crazy hairdos and like whatever. It was just like, just regular day-to-day life. You know what I'm saying?
I was a mom.
Yeah, that definitely would make the budget even more.
Yeah.
So.
And we had that. All right. We was running thin already. You know what I mean? So
That's to the future. That's to the future.
But yeah.
I also want you all to talk about yourselves individually, not just the film. So Rosalind, we'll start with you because you are also an author, a children's author.
Yeah.
So talk to us about the books that you have written and go ahead and hold them up.
Okay, so
everyone
I
can
just
see.
have to say that I'm a teacher, and Darius was in 8th and 7th grade when he was a kid, and he remembered me when he was like, "You're Miss Casmire."
Oh wow!
And I was like, "Oh my God!" And then I went to school the next day, and I asked another teacher. I said, "Do you remember Darius?" His last name's Walker.
I don't know.
No, but I was like, "Do you remember Darius?" It's like, "Yeah." He was, he was always a class clown. I said,
Yeah.
"I thought so." And then I was like, "I'm in a movie with him." And so the teachers were all excited.
That must have felt so good.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. When he told me, I was like, that's right. So it clicked. So yes, I'm a teacher for Buffalo for 19 years. I'm a special education teacher, and also I'm a children's author. And I love writing stories for kids that all have lessons and they're fun. I even wrote one for Pancho Power, who was a friend of mine, who was Pancho Villa, who was part of the Bills Mafia. So each book has a lesson. This is about the Misadventures of Mage Mang. This is the second book to the series, and he basically turns his bully into a toad, which wasn't the right thing to do either, because it was too long, don't make it right. So they all have different stories, and they're fun, and the pictures are awesome. Oh, and Billy Buffalo's Big Catch, it's about not giving up. And I love writing, and I started writing scripts and, doing more of that. I've always been creative, and that's my ADHD. That's why.
Oh my goodness! Right.
That's why I became a special ed teacher, because
you knew
it's really important.
Yeah.
To be the student's advocate, that no matter what struggles they're going through. I mean, I'm horrible at math. All my students know. Miss Casmire is not the best with math. I'm a calculator. But everyone has their own challenges, and finding strategies to deal with them is the key, because we're not all the same. Mm-hmm. We're all different. We all like different things. Someone might be good at math. Someone might be good at ELA. So it just depends on getting that light bulb switch on what you like. And creative, I've always been creative. So that's my outlet.
How'd you get into acting?
Well, I've always, my mom, because I have ADHD, I'm all over the place.
All over the place,
So
yes. I get that so much. I can't believe I'm like sitting here, I'm trying not to keep crossing my legs. I'm like, sit still, sit still.
Flying around. But I love just acting and just having fun and just.
It's another outlet.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get that.
It's fun.
I get that.
I really enjoy it. But I never went out to LA like some of my friends did, because my mother was very, again, get your education. Nobody can ever take your education away. So it's so important. And now more stuff is coming to Buffalo, so I can still teach and do what I love to do, but I also can do this that I love to do. So I can work and do both.
Absolutely.
So I'm really happy that there's more opportunities in Buffalo.
Yeah. What about you, Tasha? So you act, and you also work on the side. So talk to us about what it is that you do, who Tasha is, and also how did you get into acting?
I love acting. I feel it in my soul, honestly. Like it just, and I also have anxiety, so it helps me with my anxiety. Because during COVID, oh my gosh, I was a mess. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't act. I can't be on the stage. What am I going to do? So how I started, actually, I was living in San Antonio. And yes, and I watched a movie. It was Temptations by Tyler Perry, and Kim Kardashian was in it. And I'm like, if she could act, I can act. So that's how I got started. I started taking acting classes, but then I had to move to Germany, then came back, and then I went to go to a community college and get my degree in theater arts.
Yeah.
And ever since then, I've just been, riding the wave.
It feels like you when you're acting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I love it. I love it. I wouldn't want to do anything else.
Did you ever think of that when you were a little girl? Think of acting or see yourself in this type of role?
I really didn't.
Yeah.
I really didn't. I never knew what I really wanted to do when I was younger. But right then and there, that's when I seen that film. I was like, okay, this is it.
Yeah.
This is what I wanted to do. I always call this is my career, and my actual job that I pay my bills with is my hobby.
I like that. I like
Yes.
that. What about you, Eula? You are directing. You are making documentaries, photographer. What else?
I do act. So that was kind of how I got into directing. I never thought about directing. I always wanted to do movies, but I wanted to be an actress. So I went to performing arts in Buffalo.
Okay.
And I was a theater major. And then freshman year, we had like this little competition, and we had to take 3 like fairy tale stories and make them work in a short play. Like you had to connect them, but it had to make sense. So we did that. My group won. And then everyone voted me to be the director out of nowhere. And I'm like, no, I'm trying to be Jasmine. I don't know what y'all are talking about right now. So I ended up doing that, and we ended up putting it on for like the end of the year play, like for like a project for a grade. And I just fell in love with it. I mean, it was just something about it. It was something about like, I mean, because I write too. I have a lot of scripts. I just got to get them in motion. It's hard. But, like, I love to make people feel something. So like, like plays are cool, but like movies, like they last longer. They last forever. Like you could go back and watch. Like I watch Training Day probably every month. That's my favorite movie.
Okay.
But you know what I'm saying? So like, and you'll always get that same feeling watching that movie. And so I just love to like the concept of like stuff that's in my head, putting it on the screen and making people feel something. Like I get to make you laugh, cry, scared, whatever for this amount of time. Like in that amount of time, I have control over your emotions. I think that shit is just, I think it's just dope. Like,
dope.
And especially when the stuff that coming out your head, people are like, yeah, that's really dope. You're like, really? It sounds crazy to me, but I wrote it down. You know what I'm saying? So
you hit a chord with the people that it resonates, that are drawn to the things that you're creating, because a lot of times that's because either they've experienced it themselves, or they know someone that experienced it. Just resonates. It hits differently. What I find interesting is that the bug hit you all at different points of your life. You were a little girl and you knew you knew once you saw the movie and Kim Kardashian. I got a feeling that you were probably one of those little girls that were in the mirror and doing all types of stuff when you found yourself. And were you one of those kids that couldn't sit down?
No, I'm actually a shy person. I'm very shy until you get to know me. Then I'm bouncing off the walls.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm really shy. I'm laid back and cool. So I wasn't that type of girl and stuff. I was really sheltered and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What about you?
I was a hyperactive kid.
Yeah, so I look back at some of my report cards and I cringe like, oh my goodness, why didn't I just sit down?
I remember when I was a little girl, before we go to the movies, my mom would say, run up and down.
Yeah. That is so funny. I had a child like that before school. She would run up and down. I started not giving her candy after 5 o'clock. No sweets, because it would just not stop.
Well, but when I was a kid, I was in a lot of activities, so that really helped me. She put me in everything, so
it helps.
I'm probably in everything.
So to just draw this to a close, I want you all to let everyone know who you are again, why you're here today, and when we can expect the film to, well, a tentative time for the film to be released, and where tentatively, well, don't say where it may be planned. Just let them know when they could tentatively expect it.
We do have an idea where it's going to be played, which is kind of exciting.
Yeah, well, if you want to let that out, you can.
I'll leave it up there. I'll keep my
again, I'm Eula, the director of LEVI.
And leave the listeners of Think and Grow with Vet Green a little nugget, something to inspire them. Maybe it's someone, an actor, actress that's out there sitting, watching the replay or watching it live. If you are, thank you so much for tuning in. And they have the acting bug hit them. What would you tell that person as well?
Okay. So yeah, just go do it, like you're never gonna get the opportunity just sitting around, you know what I'm saying? You could be the greatest in the world, but how is anyone gonna know if you don't go out and network, I before I started being able to do films, I did photography for 4 or 5 years, and I made a whole bunch of connections and did, I went on tour, I did a whole bunch of stuff, and then I finally was like, okay, it's time for me to do film, because I had the connections that I needed to do what I need to do. So you got to network and just talk your ass off, unfortunately.
Yeah. Networking is huge, everyone. I am shy as well. I can't even believe, sometimes I have to pinch myself to believe that I'm sitting up here talking to you all. But networking is so huge. Networking allows you the opportunities that you don't even realize are there. If you don't put yourself out there, you won't know what's out there. We have these doors that we can bust wide open, but you have to network and know who it is that you talk to. And one of the things that I also realize is once you start walking in your purpose, what you are doing will draw people to you. Yep. So the help that you are seeking will automatically come, and you won't even really have to seek it out. You'll be like, oh, wow, I met Eula. Maybe I'm thinking of doing a movie one day. This is how the universe works. Yeah. This is how the universe works. So where can they find you, Eula? And talk to us about the estimated film release date.
So we're looking at towards the end of May for the release, hopefully. But that's still in the works. Everyone will know if you follow the LEVI Instagram page, it's LEVI the Film, all one word. We will be posting a trailer is coming out this month, the official poster, and a whole bunch of other behind the scenes and just more stuff for you guys to know about the film, so you guys can really know before you come. And then stuff for the tickets and when and where and who will be there. Because it's going to be, more than just premiere. It's going to be
a movie.
Yeah. We will be on the red carpet.
Yes. Yeah. That's it. What else did she say?
Let it be, the social media. Are you also on Facebook?
Yeah. Don't go on my Facebook. If you professionally want to take me serious, please don't go on my Facebook. If you find me on Facebook, you don't know me. Because all I know is jokes. Okay. So
that's your other outlet.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. My Instagram is Eula Banks _ It's EULA BANKS _ that's where you can find me. And
the documentary that you did about mental health. Let everyone know again where to find that.
It's called A Manic Mind. It's on YouTube. There's a link in my bio to it on my Instagram page. Okay. But yeah, man, network, do what you got to do. Also be yourself. Don't try to be something that you're not, because it will not get you anywhere. I promise you that. And if it does, it'll be very short-lived. I did that for a long time. I was trying to, create what I thought other people would like instead of just creating what was in me. And I started creating what was in me. Now look at me.
Yeah. Start developing it.
Yeah.
That's what we have to do. What about you, Rosalind?
Well, if you're thinking of getting into acting, I definitely suggest taking some acting classes. And then also there's lots of background roles when there's commercials or TV. So just getting your foot in the door, seeing if you like it, and if you get that bug, then go for it and go and do it. Just keep your mind to it. do auditions that you're going to get, and then you're going to say, wow, I didn't do very good in that one. But you can just learn from your tapes and do better next time, and just keep plugging away. Because even if you do have a great audition, maybe the director doesn't see you. Maybe they're like, oh, I see this person with dark hair. So it might not, so don't take anything personally, because sometimes they have a different vision. So just keep plugging away and keep doing it, and, go for it.
I love those nuggets. I love those. And where can they find you?
Oh, you can find me at Rosalind Kazmaier. That's my Instagram. Very easy, just my first and last name. Or if you would like to order books, just rosalindkazmaier.com.
And what about you, Tasha?
My name is Latasha Davis once again, and I play Veronica. You could find me on Instagram, Latasha R. Davis. Just some nuggets to take away with you. Have a great support system if you decide to go into acting. You're gonna have the haters. I would just say, just keep going. Haters don't mean nothing, baby. They really don't. Just go and do it, and speak positivity into yourself. And once you have those supporters, they will help you as well. And be around people that you want to go in that direction. Don't be around the wrong people, because they're going to lead you somewhere else.
I say don't be around vampires who suck.
Yes. Yes.
Around lights that positive, because there are a lot of vampires.
And you will get so many no's. And just take that one yes, and you can do it.
Yeah. It must take a little bit of courage to keep going even after you heard that no.
It does, because so many times I wanted to give up and just stop doing acting, and I will pray, and I will be like, God, am I supposed to do this? And another opportunity comes. So those are my answers. Yep.
Sometimes it doesn't come when we want it to come, but it comes when
on His time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
How do you feel about everything that you've done so far?
Yeah. I mean, I tried to, I think it was like 2020 probably. No, 2021 maybe. And I was trying to get a short film off the ground. Then it didn't come to fruition. We were in the middle of filming, and one of my actors just backed out on me and just did not quit. Just quit. And then when I talked to them about, resuming it later down, they just said no. And I was like, you really just wasted months of my time.
Well, you see her now, don't you?
Yeah. But so that was just, it was hard. It was hard. And even before that, I was doing stuff. I was trying to get casting calls. I was getting nothing back. So I stopped for a while, and because I did get discouraged, and I was like, just whatever, I'm just gonna forget it. And so I just did more photography. Went on tour, Benny the Butcher, started working with more local, like bigger rapper artists and stuff like that. And I got my foot in the door and got more, like recognized, I guess. Cause I mean, it is important to like build up, what I'm saying, the people that the people who are looking for you, looking at you everywhere you go. I got people coming to me like, oh my God, I love your work. I'm like, I have no idea who you are, but thank you. It's hard. And if you're not used to it, it's hard. But all that fell into place now because I'm sitting here doing what I want. Levi's gonna drop. I got another short film that's gonna drop after this. So now the ball is just rolling, and it feels great and amazing.
Wait,
I do what I want.
For the next short,
Right? I filmed this last year in February.
I won't quit on you.
But I do have some scripts that we're gonna talk about.
We're gonna talk.
Do you have any spots for the 45 and over club? Well, 47 and over.
It's always room.
I
know that's right.
It's always room.
Cameo or something.
It's a spot for everybody.
Live.
Yeah, I had to make a cameo in Levi because we didn't have enough extras.
Oh,
So I had to do
wow.
a small speaking role in the party scene. I was terrible. I know it was terrible.
You guys actually, you keep saying you're young, but you guys actually inspired me to do my own feature film. Like I've been sitting on it came to me in a dream, but I've been sitting on it for like 2-3 years, and I'm really gonna start I already started it, but I'm gonna actually finish it this year.
Oh, that's
I'm
so
auditioning.
awesome.
I
That's
got you.
so awesome. Make sure you come back and visit us here in the second.
Absolutely.
Yeah, dope, man.
So we are going to wrap it up.
Yes,
Do
ma'am.
you have anything else that you'd like to tell the listeners of Think and Grow with That Green?
Oh, I do. I am in the play Sons of Eve. Shout out to Asean and shout out to Carrington. Sons of Eve, May 13th, 7 p.m. So you could go follow Sons of Eve page on Instagram.
Is that going to be in Rochester?
A stage play, yes, in Rochester.
Okay.
Yes,
Make sure
ma'am.
you send me the information.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
just followed you on Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll follow back.
Yeah. And do you have anything else coming up?
Yes, I need to work out though, because I'm going to be playing Suri, the god, Thor's wife of this. I have to go to Columbus, Ohio.
Oh,
have
good
to
for
play,
you.
Suri, and they're doing, I guess it's a video game called God of War,
Uh-huh.
and they're doing like a short, like a teaser for film to get money to do a
To do the
film. Yeah, so
feature.
I'm gonna start working out.
Oh,
Ooh, yes. Congratulations.
you all are doing so much, and you have work sitting in the vault.
Yeah, it's been there for almost a year now. But yeah. But I got this, so like all this took out my time, and I was like,
So
forget
once
that.
This is done.
Yeah.
You'll do the next child.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop that probably in like September.
Okay.
So be on the lookout. I'm gonna just keep dropping stuff.
Okay, that's how you do it.
I know that's right.
That's how you do it. Well, thank you everyone again for watching another episode of Think and Grow with Vet Green. Make sure you tune in tomorrow, same time, 7:15. We will be up here with Jer Taker. He is a videographer / rapper. He does so much. His work is so dope. Make sure you check him out on YouTube, as well as Facebook and Instagram. He's on there as Jer Taker. His style is just, he just got his own lane, and we're on a morning show sometimes together, 514 Online Mix Radio with the Joker. He's one of the co-hosts with the Joker. So big shout out to Jer Taker. And I'm also going to have Deshaun. He's a rapper. He's going to help me guest co-host tomorrow. So make sure you tune in to 716live.com. We will be back tomorrow at 7:15 p.m. talking about life, talking about hot topics, and whatever else we come up with by tomorrow. So I love you guys. Thank you again for watching. Big shout out to Jay and the Joker, who's behind the scenes. I appreciate you both so much. It takes a team to make Think and Grow at Vet Green work, and I have been so blessed to have some great teammates behind me. I'm super dope blessed because I am shy as well, Tasha.
Yes.
So this is breaking me out of my shyness. The more I do it, the easier it gets. So make sure you stay tuned. Tomorrow, 7:15, I'll be back. And then again on Sunday, catch me on 716 Live, but also catch me on WLEO 26.7 radio. It is Slow Jamming and Conversations with Vet Green. You can see it on, oh yeah. And if you are an independent artist out there, and you have some R&B music or slow jamming music that I can rock to, make sure you send it up to Vet Green, VETTE, Green, GREEN, the number 76 at gmail.com, or you can also send it to 716live@gmail.com, or grindcity, N as in Nancy, L @gmail.com. Make sure you send it to us. Either one of those email addresses will work, and we will see what we can do for you. Get your songs on rotation. And if you know of any artists, independent artists, make sure you send them our way.
Absolutely.
Yeah, make sure you send them our way.
Got you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this is the true people station. We want to give a voice. We also have a segment that's going to be coming up called Neighborhood Watch. I'm going to be posting about it very soon. It's where we are going to have the citizens and people, just regular people like us, call in, or even be a guest co-host to come and talk to us about the things that are going on in the neighborhood, whether it's good or bad, the challenges that we face. Because what I realized during the storm that just happened in December is that when we get together, we make things work. When we get together, we make things work. It wasn't waiting for anyone to do it for us. It's us as a people getting together. And that's how we're going to continue to make things work. So this is the Real People Station right here at 716 Live. So make sure you tune in and make sure you go to the website, 716live.com. You can catch all the other shows that are also on the platform. And you can also listen to the radio side as we are getting that together. We're coming, all right, you guys? We are coming. I love you, long life. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening on purpose. We are out of here. Go Bills.
Crowd start gathering when I start rapping.